Hi all, good morning. I'm sharing my screen. If you are not able to see my screen and able to hear, okay. I'll take as yes. Now we are going to practice about simple inputs like how we can create it. Like yesterday we have seen about this table like in the different ways, like how many structures like we can create it, how we can create it. Those and all we have seen yesterday. And with the help of as well as we have seen something like list of inputs like how many will be there. Today I am going to explain about inputs, each and everything, how can you create it and how can you see it. Let's see, so that you can easily understand by seeing that one. I'm creating an example called input.html file. Control Alt S. We create in the multiple ways. Let's go with one way first. HTML root tag, with that body tag, and under the body we'll be having something like table tag, and with the table tag okay have yesterday we have seen about something like caption, right? And under the table tag there will be caption tag. It is tells about total information, what is the purpose we'll be writing it, something like I'm writing an h3, something like for contact as purpose. And prior to that, table I need to align as in the center format. It should be aligned as in the center. And I need the cell padding as a 15 pixel. Cell padding as a 15 pixel. And now I'm going to write our content for which and all the information we want to display in the browser. That and all I'm going to write it here now. Something like I will create a TR. The TR I'm creating a TH for the table heading, which is just like full name. It's an full name. I'm going to write an TD for the table data information, which consists of we are discussing about the inputs. It will be containing the multiple things. For the like self-closing tags, like in the frameworks, we need to use this one something like forward slash. It is just like self-closing. With the same tag we'll be writing self-closing tag at the end of the tag. Before the angle bracket closes, we should have our forward slash. Now we have seen yesterday something like there will be multiple input tags. This and all like whatever I have explained it. This and all which is coming under type, which is coming under our type. Let's see how it looks in our browser. View current file in browser. This is just like with the help of contact us. It is aligned in the center format with the full name. This is the text box. How it looks like. How it looks like. And now I'm going to create a second one called TR again. With the TR, TH as a email ID, TH as a email ID, with the TD as input as a type as a email. Yesterday we have seen like multiple types. I will explain one by one, like while writing it, like this. If you see now in the browser, it contains two inputs. One is the full name, second one is the email ID. Like this, how we will create it, the look and feel. And next thing is the phone number. How can you have it? With the phone number, how you can have it? TH as a phone number, how it feels. With the TD, input type equal to number. This is the number. Next, TR with the next here with the TH is a message. The what message you want to put for a particular person. That thing I'm writing with the message with the TD as a text area. What is the purpose of text area? To have multi-line inputs. For that purpose, we can have a text area. Let's see now how it looks like. If we see, this is aligned in the order way, how it looks like. The look and feel, the look and feel, it's it looks like good. If you use the table, no, it will arrange in the very good format without the border. But if you specify the border, it will generate the total border for that. I haven't generated any border for that. Now I'm going to create one more TR called something like send message and clear all. With the same like TR, I'm going to create something like with the new TR, I'm going to create with the same TD for the buttons. What is the purpose of it? With the TD, something like CLASS-5 equal to true. CLASS-5 equal to true. With the two buttons, something like button input type equal to submit. It's a send message. Next one more is for clear all. For reset or delete. What are the purpose we will be writing it, that we should remember. See how it looks like. It's automatically created with our TD. It means something like the CLASS-5 as two. It's created the two buttons. It's created with the help of two buttons. We see now I have aligned the center with a particular TR. It's auto aligned in the center with the help of align equal to center attribute. Next one is mainly after seeing this, like contact information, we are having something like full name, email ID, phone number, message with the send message and clear all button. And with the help of these all things, we should have one more checkbox called terms and conditions. One more called terms and conditions. Let's see how we'll write it. With the theory, same way the CLASS-5 is two conversions should be merging with that like input type called checkbox. With the help of that one, I agree terms and conditions. So if they agree, they need to check the checkbox. See how it looks like. How it looks like our total form. How it looks like. Like that, we can create our input forms within the different manners. It means however you want to create our look, we can have our in the own way. We can have our own way. It means like how we should be looking and feel, what are types you should be containing, the multiple things we can handle with our list of inputs. Now,
Hello,
yeah,
small dot. So, at the time of mentioning button type, submit, you mentioned right, where you mentioned that input type is equals to submit. But
correct.
when it comes to reset, you didn't mention the input.
Yeah,
So,
that is our optional. Just I have put it for your understanding purpose. Like that is just like that is no need to mention. Like for the
okay.
button, directly type will be there. We can
Mhm.
specify type is the button submit type or button type or reset, and there will be just like three types for the each button. Type as submit, reset, and button type. There will be three types.
So this you're mentioning input is optional or mandatory?
That is our optional. By default, it will take as a button type.
Okay.
Suppose if we put as something like one more button, it will take as a non-button type. For example, send data I'm putting that is a simple
Mhm.
button like that will take a simple button. And
Okay.
now if you want to understand like this submit and all, like I will create in one more tag called form tag, so which it will be working with the help of that one, like you can understand easily. I'm putting the link up with that. Let's see, you guys easily understand about that, like what the purpose we have created it. I'm entering some data, I'm clicking on clear all. So if you see now, whatever the input value I'm entering, if I'm clicking on the clear all, it is getting cleared. That is with the help of reset purpose. Reset in the sense, by default, under the form tag, suppose if you write it, if you're clicking on that reset, it will auto reset our total form data. Suppose if you click on this one, it is getting submitted with the help of our question mark. It means that form action. For that value you want to see in the router, for that each input, we should have our name attribute. Name means what's the purpose of write you are writing it. Like I'm writing as a name as a full name here. With the help of camel case. Camel case in the sense it should be getting started with a small letter, and next word if it's any getting appended, that will be taking as a capital letter. Suppose if I'm writing here, this is the email purpose, this is the phone number purpose, phone, this is the message purpose, like that. If you see now, I'm refreshing it. If I'm putting in some value, something like Sindhu Reddy, and I'm putting my email ID, some phone number, some text. Now I'm clicking on send button. Like what is happening? It's going with the routing. It means like by submitting the form, by default, like whichever attribute it finds with the button as a type as the submit, it will auto goes to the next form action that you can understand in the future. But for now, what are the names we will be giving for each field that is appending with the same value. If you see in the or something like in the network, this form is getting submitted with the help of header like get request. By default, that is like get request. We can modify our own request, something like either post or something like third party component. If suppose if you want to navigate it, everything like it's possible with the help of that things. I will show like one by one example so that you guys will have more clarity on that. Okay. Now I'm going to create in the something like form1.html file. There you guys can easily understand how the form is getting submitted. Either in this example only I can write here with the help of form action, something like for which page you should go, something like either table3.html or something. If you see now I'm clicking on submit, it's going for the table component. It means after submitting it, it's going for the particular form action. The whatever the file path you will be accessing it, it will auto navigate to particular page. It will auto navigate to particular page. That is the purpose of form action attribute. The form action attribute. First, you need to understand what is the form tag. Form tag in the sense, form tag means it contains collection of input tags and buttons. It means a single form can have multiple inputs and the buttons to submit the things and just like to have all the functionalities, everything we can have with our form tag inside. With the form tag inside that we have seen with a simple example. Now I'm going to create an one folder called input elements so that we can see in the in-depth way input elements. We can see in the in-depth way. Now I'm going to create an in the input elements. I'm going to save our form1.html. It means something like how can you create it? Let's see. With the different examples, I'm creating an head attribute which it consists of the title for form creations. Next is something like our body attribute with just like simple form with the action our own way, something like now we are under our input elements folder, right? Suppose if you want to give the path of the HTML folder, we need to go to the parent one, so that I'm giving as a dot forward slash ordered list dot HTML. If you want to go to the parent, two dots forward slash. That is the going for the parent path. That is going for the parent path. Now I'm creating with the help of label tag. Label means it's for our information. It is for our information to easily understand what is the purpose of it. To easily understand what is the purpose of it. Input type equal to text and just like name as a first name. Now if I show in the browser, the first name is got created, but are you getting understand by seeing this input? No, right? It means like what is the purpose of that input? We're not getting understand. For that, we can have a placeholder attribute. For that, we can have a placeholder attribute, something like please enter first name. Please enter first name. I'm refreshing here. By seeing this input, anyone can understand it is showing an suggestion for the particular user what is the purpose of this input. Something like please enter first name, please enter your surname, please enter date of birth, or something like. We can have any types of thing. It contains something like subtypes. We can hold with our things. We can hold with our things. It means multiple like we can have to just like to understand how many types are available with the multiple attributes with the different examples. Now first try to uh, write our developer guide, our input, sorry not here, downside. What is the placeholder? It means for user suggestions or guidance, or we can easily say that for understanding and purpose of input. Purpose of input. We can easily say that for understanding the particular input, what is the purpose of it? Next is something like our type. Next, we can easily understand something like our type. For input, we have created in the multiple ways. If you see here, the type as a text. If you see here, the type as a with the different things. Text, email, number, reset, multiple things like we have created it. The type means for different types of inputs. Different types of inputs. If you see on the top with all things, these are all like input types. It is getting allowed text, number, password, email, text area, select, checkbox, radio, file, buttons, and every types. Like multiple several types, we can it will be again allowed. Next name. Name. What is the purpose? By seeing it, what is the purpose of field? Field as well as pass value to the backend. Pass value to the backend. Suppose if you want to pass any value to the backend, for that cases also, that name is useful. That name is useful. Let's see how can we create our other things rather than our input text. We have seen like only one input text, right? And I'm going to explain about other things now. Now we have created first name, right? Let's we can have our surname also, or just like last name also. Here also we can modify last name like that. Like what the purpose of it? By seeing it, like you can easily understand for why we have written it. In the HTML buttons, I already explained about. We will be having three types. Button with the type as a submit, the buttons submit, reset, and button type. These three, there will be just like type of our button types. These three are the type of the button types. Let's see how it looks like. I already explained about something like if I enter any value, if I click on submit, that values is going to the, I mean like with the help of that form action, it's auto navigate to the order list dot HTML with the first name, last name, what are the when I have entered the value, it's been navigated. Suppose if I'm clicking on this reset, that values is getting resetted. But if I'm clicking on this button, nothing is happening. That is the button three types how it works. How it works. And next thing. Next we'll see one by one example how many different types are available and what is the purpose of it. Like H2 I'm writing it. HTML input tags. I'm writing another one like H3. It is the particularly first text I'm writing. Particular label tag I'm writing. Label means it's just like our information about any input or something like any text you want to show it. That case is like we can have a label tag and with help of again okay. This is the inline tags we can consider label and inputs.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you tell me, like, inside the form tag, action is equal to a dot forward slash order list dot html you mentioned, right? What is the purpose of that?
yeah. It means whenever you are trying to submit a particular form tag, I mean like particular form, for example, you are trying to hitting an either button or a I mean like the submit or this button, that time where you want to navigate it, it means in some cases there will be, for example, let's take Facebook login or something. If you're clicking on the login, what will happen? It will go to the Facebook home. For example, Instagram, it will go to the Instagram home. Like that, if I'm clicking on this one, now it's navigated auto into the orderlist.html. Whatever we have practiced in that day, it went to the same file. It is just like a linking. How the anchor tag it works, the same HRA path will be specifying here in the action attribute. Action attribute. Understood?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay. Just like you can have in our HTML guide with the form it will be containing. It is just like navigation path after submitting form. After submitting the form, it's just like navigation. Okay. Next. Now I have shown simple tags. Let's see how our password will be writing it. For the password input, instead of input type equal text, you should have something like input type equal to password. If you see now in the browser, the difference between password and our text, see here this text is displaying, but here the text is not displaying. It's a more secure way. It's a more secure way. No one can read it by seeing it. No one can read it by seeing it. Like that, our password is more secure. And next. Next is email. Just like email I'm writing it. Input type equal to email. That depends on the field which you want to implement it. That thing like we can write it here. Something like for the email, like we should have at least like suppose if you created the email, it will accept at least like at the rate and domain name and like our email with the at the rate domain name. That is the purpose of the input type equal to email attribute. Input type equal to email attribute. And next is something like our text area. Text area in which case we can use it? Something like some address cases because like we'll be having multiple line information that time we can have it means something like multiple lines we can write our information whatever the content you want it you can put in the multiple lines. Next, a single person can know multiple languages. A single person can know multiple languages. In that case, we can go with the help of our checkboxes. Checkboxes. Input type equal to checkbox with the values. I'm putting as a multiple values. Let's see. Telugu. Like this Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, English, Hindi, Marathi, different languages. If you see now, it can be checked by multiple skills. A single person can know multiple skills. I mean, like multiple languages, multiple subjects, multiple driving the vehicles, multiple usage of the mobiles. In all that cases, you can use your input type as a checkbox. Next, input type as a radio or H3. Radio in which case we can use it gender or something. Something like male, female, other. Input type equal to instead of checkbox, it should be like radio. Radio means it should be selectable by at a time only one. If you see now, it's a multiple selectable. For that, we have one condition, we have one rule. For the, all the input types radio, we should have single same common name so that it's only one selectable in that case. If you see now here, now if you see, I selected as my male, I'm going to the female, like male is deselecting. Like that, our input type, radio, it will work based on our name, whatever you will be binding with our inputs, whatever you will binding with our inputs. That is the main difference if you compare it. If we compare between checkbox and radar buttons, checkboxes are multiple selectable, but radar buttons are only one at a time. A single man can have single gender, single person can have single gender, but A single person can know multiple languages. A single person can know multiple skills, multiple subjects he might can know. A single person can teach multiple subjects like that. The multiple things like we can have it. Next, single select. Next, single select. For that, like we need to write our select tag with the multiple option tags. With the multiple option tags. I'm saying here something like choose. I will write for choose your city. I will write for choose your city. Something like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, or Mumbai, or anything. Different options. Something like we can give it. If you see now, it's showing the choose. It means like they can select at a time only one city. It means which city they are part of it. In that cases, we can put our drop down way. Drop down way. For example, multi select. How can you create it? It's a single select, right? Multi select. For the simple, for the select tag, we need to create as a multiple. Just we need to put as a multiple. If you see now downside, you can select with the control plus. If you select it, now three values got selected. Like that, this is with the help of multiple option selections. Multiple options selections. Next, it means a person might be visited multiple states or just like multiple cities or multiple tourist places. That and all we can consider for example. We can consider for example. Next, selection with the option groups. Now we are seeing single option tag. Single option tag. Let me show the with the option groups. Let me show with the option groups. With the simple option, something like choose your favorite, for example. Now I'm creating the option group tag, OPT group tag, option group tag with the simple labels you can give it. For that, like label as attribute, you can provide multiple things. I'm creating as the books. Let's see with the multiple options. I can create something like rich dad, poor dad, anything like we can have our own way. Just like with the multiple options, multiple groups. The differentiate like we can have with our own content. Now I have created the books. Next I'm going to create our foods. Chicken fried rice. or anything. For example, just like we can have our own way noodles, French fries. It means like different thing like I am creating here. Next is some different types of mobiles. Samsung, Apple, Nokia. It means different types of things I'm like I have created now. If you refresh in the browser, if you see for this, like it's showing like that with the option groups. If you see here, books contain three options, foods contain three options, mobiles contain three options. It means sub nested groups you can have with the OPT group tag. With the OPT group tag. The OPT group tag, you can easily understand what is the purpose of it. You can easily understand what is the purpose of it. And next, we are seeing something like select with the option groups, with the options and all. And finally, buttons already we have seen it. And if you know the break tag, like how it will work, let's see, like you guys easily can understand. Where the BR means something like it is a break tag. BR means it's a break tag. It will be breaking the one line. If you see now, it's break into two lines and just like next it came these options. Like that, with our simple HTML forms are just like simple with the different types of things. Easily we can write our own thing, something like the all the forms are just like different types of forms. Every type of things we can handle with different types of inputs, different types of values. Let's see tomorrow something like with the input multiple attributes, how can you include it with the help of two different types of forms, how can you create it, the look and feel how it looks good and everything. Any doubts up to now?
No, it's clear.
Okay, thank you for that. I hope like everything is clear, and we can meet you guys on next class. Let's see. Thank you so much, Alok, for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you, John.